very much. You may be seated. I think we cut it a little bit short so that we don't have to go through the whole of it. But good morning once again, and thank you very much for joining us. We are all very excited for the launch of the 7th edition of the KipKeino Classic Continental Tour Gold. And I hope this excitement will be shared, especially by you, my colleagues in the 4th Estate, members of the media. We thank you very much for coming. Let me introduce you to the panel that will be helping us to go through this today. And because we are live on NTV as well, I'd like us to also observe some housekeeping rules. Please, let's put our phones on silent, and so that it doesn't interrupt any of the proceedings. And I also want to remind you that after the entire launch, we'll have a session on a Q&A on a one-on-one basis with our panelists who are here today. So let me introduce them to you as well. I'll start from the left side, coming to this other side. Kennedy Tanui, you do know him. He is the technical director of the tour. I'd also like to introduce the Vice President of Athletics Kenya, Mr. Gennaro Kibet, who's here as well. Senior Vice President Paul Mutui is also with us today. Karo Wairugu, Senior Communications Manager at Absa, who have been the title sponsors. Thank you very much for being with us. And of course, the effervescent Continental Tour Meet Director, Mr. Barnaba Korir. So they will take us through the launch as well. Let me not take any more time, but to invite Senior Vice President Paul Mutui to come and introduce us to the event. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Bwana Master of Ceremonies, and good morning, everybody. I don't need now to introduce myself because the Master of Ceremonies have done it, but maybe I would need to add on to say, being the Senior Vice President Athletics Kenya, my office is the one that directs athletics competitions within the country. So that now we are here today to witness a launch of one of the very highest competitions in this country. And therefore, before we say anything about it, let me appreciate you are coming to this session today, and having appreciated you are coming, I would like to say, also standing here on behalf of our President of Athletics Kenya, Retired General Tuwei, who definitely would have been with us. But as you know, we are at the peak of these competitions and other kind of functions in the country, and therefore he had to go somewhere else where he's going to make a competition, and particularly like this one, to be possible, and that is, the ministry and other related officers have got to know exactly what is happening. So he went to connect us with those other kind of areas. And having said that, I want to say that we as a very notable athletic country, we are here today to launch one of the highest placed competitions, not only in this country, but in the whole of the athletic world. In other words, I am saying the event we are launching today is a world competition event, the KipKeino. And when we talk about KipKeino, everybody now can see the importance of it, because again, it is named after our hero, the biggest hero in athletics competitions in this world. So this is why, having been accepted by the World Athletics as as I said earlier, a very competitive nation in athletics. Then we also, with an event like this one, so that we need to give it a name of our biggest hero in athletics. He's the father, actually, of competitions in this country. That is KipKeino himself. And at the same time, then we had to also get a person to actually lead the team that is organizing the event, apart from Golasso, which is a foreign kind of organizing team that we got from another country. Then right over here, we have our also one of our legends, Barnabas Coril, being the director of this event. And there, then we have other people manning the competition team that is organizing how this event will take place. I am talking about this one to show how important and how effective this team is going to be like. Not, of course, to forget to say that the Minister of Sports is down right with us in this sport, and being aware of also the ministry showing that it is there to support the well-being of sporting activities in the country. Then now, with an event like this one, they are very happy. And like you are hearing, this is the 7th edition of this KipKeino international event. And being the 7th one, those of you who have been making a follow-up of the way it has been there before, then you can be our witness that it is classified as what the World Athletics knows it about. That is a world classified event. So that I would like to say you cannot count many in, say, like in African countries. This could be the biggest world event. And as Kenyans, we are very proud of it. And I also want to say, for the sake of the Kenyans, anyway, also to get to know, we also deserve being given an event like this one to compete in. We have been taking our teams in various kind of competition events in the world. Like recently, we had gone to Gaborone, just here in Africa, where we are going to have relays. And you all know, those of you who follow, that we were positioned number 1. But we are going to wait because that was our preparation for the world relay events, which we are going to go still again to the same venues. And I am sure we are going to maintain that same position, having all the world countries presenting their teams. Recently, we had gone to America for the world relays, not relays, but cross country, where we were placed still in our position, number 1, if you want. And we had gone to others. So that now, all I want to say, in short, so that because we do not have a lot of time, to say that the Kenyans, you are very much welcome to this competition or championship, whereby you also do not need to go to your television, to your radios, to your gazettes to read or to get to see what is happening right over there. Why don't you come to Nairobi Nyayo Stadium? Because the world will be here in Kenya, so that now, instead of saying, I'll find money and follow my team to another country, why don't you come over here? So we are welcoming all the Kenyans during this event so that they come and then be able to see what happens in award kind of competitions. So then now, with this bit of it, as I really said earlier, we have the director of the competitions, and this is the person with all the details of exactly what is supposed to be done. Me, as his boss, I had only to say what the event is all about, and in fact, then I introduce him to come, Barnabas Coril, if you come, and then try to explain to the world what exactly will entail in the whole undertaking. Asanteni sana. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, our senior Vice President of Athletics Kenya, who also is the competition director, and he has done a fantastic job of explaining the activities that Athletics Kenya has done within these years. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. I'm really happy to be here yet again. This is another milestone, being here to talk about the incredible journey that KipKeino Classic has taken. So I take this opportunity to welcome the members of the media, the partners, particularly Absa, who is our title sponsor and has been with us for a while, represented by Mwihaki Washira. Although we are still waiting for her, we have in the house Caroline Wairuku, who is the Senior Communication Manager, is with us here. We are really happy that you are able to come and launch this event with us. We have government representatives. As the Senior Vice President has said, most of the members of the government are practically everywhere, especially doing the government business, so we are not able to have some senior members of government be with us today. But as we said before, they are the major sponsors of this event, and they've done a fantastic job as a government to ensure that our activities continue for the several years that we have had it. We have also senior Athletics Kenya officials who are with us here, especially the Vice President, who is also here, the competition director, and all the members of Athletics Kenya who are with us and always there to support this event. Distinguished guests, members of the Fourth Estate, good morning again. Today, we officially launched the 7th edition of the Absa KipKeino Classic Continental Tour. This is the 7th edition, and I know those ladies and gentlemen who has been with us for all these years, you cannot imagine how time passes on. When you say 7 years, I actually get surprised, although I've been in the forefront organizing this event. I cannot believe it is already 7 years that we are organizing this event and the way it has grown. Since its inception in 2020, the KipKeino Classic has grown to be one of the best events in Africa as a continental tour. When they started, Athletics Kenya bid for this event, and we were given, and we were the only one that we had. Fortunately, one was given to one of the countries in Africa. Unfortunately, they were not able to maintain the status that we have done ourselves so that they can continue organizing the event. I thank the support that we have received also from our technical team and also the athletics fraternity. And of course, our partners, especially the Colosso team that has been here with us, working very closely and ensuring that we work together as a team to have an event that meets all the international requirements as per World Athletics. This event, named as in honor of the legendary KipKeino. It reflects the country's rich athletics heritage and global reputation. As the senior fighter said, that when you give the name of KipKeino, it reflects the heritage that we have had, and as a father of athletics in this country, it befits that name, and that is why we ensure that it continues to grow to the level that we aspire to be in the few years ahead. For several years, Kenya stood as the only African host of Continental Tour meeting, and while the landscape is evolving, competition pushes us to raise the bar even higher. As I said before, we need to keep on being better every time. And for us to achieve that, we have to work very closely with every Kenyan, particularly the media, who are the people who actually disseminate information about the athletes, the event itself, to both Africa, Kenya, and of course, the world at large. And we are really happy that, yes, you have always been there as the media houses to ensure that we sell this event not only for Athletes Kenya, but for Kenya as a whole, and we thank you for that. KipKeino Classic continues to cement Kenya's position as a global home of athletics. Honestly, if you hear the comments every year that we organize this event, and the people that come to this country, it's amazing what they say, what this particular event has done. We have received so many requests, both from locally Africa and from outside, that they want to come here. One, the outsiders, other countries, they are proud of what Kenya has done. They are excited to see where the athletes come from, the country they come from, the communities they come from, so that they can relate and see what really makes Kenya so rich in athletics. And that's why you find that we have towns like 10 as athletics town of the world. They were even given the other day an award recognizing its participation in world athletics, and therefore considered as one of the heritage towns for sports in the world. That means that Kenya is recognized worldwide as one of the best countries that promotes athletics. We all know the previous editions has featured some of the world's biggest names, including our own Mary Mora, Leslie Debego. If those media guys who are here remembers the first time Leslie Debego ran as a junior, under 20, in Nairobi here, that was the beginning of his running career. When he did so well, he came to Nairobi, and that's where he started his top career. Kenneth Bednarek, the 100-meter champion, has been also in this town. Shirley Ann Fraser Price. You know, this is the lady that inspires every Kenyan. When she came to Kasarani, I think she was the most recognized women athletes at that time. And for whatever reason, the Kenyans love her. And not only Kenya, the world. Wherever she has been running, and of course, she always, I have attended some of the meetings that she competes, that she gets the loudest cheers from the public. So it shows that Shirley Ann Fraser Prize is recognized. And of course, Shagari Richardson, you remember Shagari Richardson? Yes, she has been in this town solely to attend KipKeino Classic, and many others, and many others. And don't forget that our own Vedio Manyala started his career also here. And I remember very clearly when I discussed with the competition director from World Athletics. When we started the first one, he told me, why don't you make 100 meters to be the last event, to be the main event? And at first I didn't believe that, because all of us talk about steeplechases. everyone wanted to talk about steeplechase being the last one because it was the premier event for Kenya. But he insisted and said, try this. And you know what happened. He beat everybody, and that was also the beginning of sprints in Kenya. Not the beginning, but the greatest interest of sprints in Kenya has grown since that time. That in every event that we have here, weekend meetings, we have so many hits in the sprints, more than any other event, because the young people, they also want to run in the sprint. And it is because of our own, and it's because of KipKeino. We are delighted that international athletes continue to choose Kenya, not only for competition, but also for the unique energy, culture, hospitality in our country. Remember the first editions, the foreign athletes, those who came, all of them wanted to go to Nairobi National Park, and we organized. And that was the catchment area where the photos that was posted, it circulated worldwide, because you find now some of these athletes taking the photos with animals. And it created a lot of interest in this country, both for tourism, sports tourism, and also the general tourism that they normally come to white animals. We are excited to confirm an impressive 2026 edition lineup that will include our own sprinter, Ferdinand Manyala, Timothy Jeriot from 1500, Julius Yego, the YouTube man, Emmanuel Wanyonyi. You all know what Emmanuel Wanyonyi has done for this country in the 800 meters. The foreigners, including Dalila Mohammed, Musla Samukonga, Ethan Gaspar, this one also is Olympic and world champion, Thomas Rolla, Halima Nakai from Uganda, Ise Brumer, among others. Those are just a few who have just confirmed, but we will also release, we'll give you the list, the media, so that you know who actually is going to be there. So we have a rich team that will be participating. This year marks a major milestone. For the first time, the Absa KipKeino Classic will be held as an evening event. Some people might think it is late, but if you see all the Diamond League events that are going on, it's all done in the evening. So we are twisting it to do it in the evening, and more so, we'll do it Friday evening, Friday night, so that in case of going anywhere for entertainment, we have everything at KipKeino Classic. And I urge every member in this hall that we start selling about KipKeino Classic, because KipKeino is about us. It's not about AK, it's about Kenya. And we want to grow, and eventually, which is in the pipeline, and I can say that we are almost there, is getting the Diamond League in this country. And above all, our President, General Tuwei, yesterday, was finalizing the signatures for hosting the 2029 or 2031 World Championship. I can tell you that we are almost there because of the government support and His Excellency to ensure that we have the World Championship. I am sure all of you will be proud to have an event of that magnitude, and if we have to get Diamond League, honestly, it is going to benefit all of us, not AK, but it will benefit the media houses. Every Kenyan will be proud to have that. So let us continue supporting that. And more importantly, the program will be very exciting. We have the discretionary events, the national events, and the go events. Discretionary, the national, and the go. The national events, we will add 4 more so that our artists can benefit, but the others will remain the same, like the core and discretionary. But the national events, we will add more, 4 of them, to be 6, and eventually benefit our own athletes. We invite all athletes, fans to come out in large numbers and witness another unforgettable edition at Nyayo National Stadium. Remember last year we had it in Ulinzi, But this time, we want each one of you to bring a friend. We want everybody to come so that they can see for themselves what Kenya can do that benefits this country. We have to have the biggest event so that we show the world that it's not only that we are bidding to have an event, we want the world to know that what Kenya is made of, especially respecting our own athletes that have done so much, bringing the name of Kenya to the world. So it is us to show the world that we support our athletes. Therefore, I take this opportunity now to welcome Caroline Wairuku, who is the Senior Communication Manager from Absa. They have been with us for 6 years. They've been very loyal, and I want to assure you, we are also loyal to Absa. Karibu.
Good morning, everyone. I'm glad to be here. I think on behalf of my boss, Mwihaki Wachira, I'll just take you through what we've been up to in our journey with sports and what it means for us as Absa. Of course, we are delighted to be here this morning. This is our 6th year to be part of this meet, as Bernard has said. And we are very excited to support this important event. So thank you for making time to join us. Your presence, of course, reflects our shared belief in sports to inspire, unite, and create impact in our communities. Kenya has long distinguished itself as a global leader in sports, and in particular athletics, as we all know. It has built a legacy over the years on a strong foundation of our talents, as Bernard has outlined the names that are going to represent us here. And of course, it's through the global performances that they continue to represent us in. Our athletes have carried the Kenyan flag very high, inspiring generations and positioning our nation as a top sporting and tourism destination at a global stage. And above that, as Absa, we are guided by our purpose, which says that we are empowering Africa tomorrow together, one story at a time. We continue to be inspired by the stories of these athletes, because they really do matter to us as an organization. We see sports as one of our most powerful ways to bring this purpose to life and support talent and ecosystems that built within these platforms to create long-term impact in our communities. And this is why over the past decade, Absa, over and above athletics, we've supported sports at a tune of over 2 billion shillings in Kenya. And for us, this represents a deliberate commitment to partnership, especially with Athletics Kenya, that nurture the talent and contribute to the sustainable growth of our nation. In the same breath, through our long-term partnership with VK, we have created a connected calendar of events. As you're aware, earlier in the year, we were at Sirikwa, where we did the Absa Sirikwa Classic, and now connecting with Absa KipKeino, which is coming up, to provide athletes with this level of continuity. This approach, of course, strengthens the story we tell about Kenya, leadership in world athletics, and our role as an institution in shaping the same narrative. Our commitment, as we've said over the years, extends beyond the events themselves. Yeah, we invest in the environments that allow athletes to thrive, focusing on financial literacy as a financial institution, wellness, and overall preparedness, so that as they perform in these global stages, they are well prepared for them. At the same time, we work closely with our SMEs, to give them opportunities to sell their, staff during these events, and of course the ecosystems that surrounds them. Of course, the ripple effects of these events are significant. They stimulate economic activity through entrepreneurship, the hospitality sector, the transport sector, tourism, and of course generating value that strengthens communities and fuels national pride. In doing so, we help unlock the full potential on the impact that stretches beyond the track and reinforces our role as a brand committed in inclusion and the long-term growth of our nation. Ladies and gentlemen, this year we've committed 60 million to athletics calendar. That goes to 35 million directly to Athletics Kenya to support in delivery of these events. And as a title sponsor for Absa KipKeino Classic, we are therefore proud to announce that we'll be investing 35 million in this edition, of which 27 million will be in the rights fees, and the rest to be utilized for market-related efforts. That is amplification and also memorable experiences for our fans and stakeholders. I'm also excited to note that for the first time ever in the KipKeino Classic, we'll be under floodlights on 24th, as Bernard has said. So we invite every Kenyan, all the fans, to come up in large numbers with their families and come to cheer the Kenyan squad as we compete in this global stage. And as I conclude, let me appreciate the government of Kenya again through the Ministry of Youth and Creative Economy and Sports for their continued support on policy. And we also recognize Athletics Kenya. Thank you so much, Bernard, for being part of our journey. And all the stakeholders that are involved in, creating impact around sports and especially athletics in the country for the journey that we continue to move together, and reiterate our commitment as an organization to continue working together in the future. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. We have just been informed that the Marketing and Corporate Affairs Director is on her way as well. So we'll give her a little time to arrive, maybe just before the check presentation, which is usually the biggest moment of it all. So we'll give her a little time. But right now, we also have a message from the President of Athletics Kenya, and I think we'll take it on video because we have been informed by Barnaba that he was very busy signing up some very important documents for us. You're right, let's play it.
Hello Kenyans and sports fans and all the fans of sport. I want to invite you all to join us for the 7th edition of the KipKeino Classic Continental Tour, happening on Friday, April 25th, 2026, here at our National Stadium. This is one of the biggest athletics events in our country, and once again, we are proud to welcome top track and field athletes from Kenya and from around the world to compete right here at Nyayo National Stadium in Nairobi. You can expect an exciting evening of speed, strength, skill, and world-class competition, from the sprints to the middle distance and the field events. The KipKeino Classic continues to grow every year, and this is 7th edition, promises to be truly special. For the very first time, we will host this event as an evening meet here at Nyayo National Stadium, creating a wonderful atmosphere for everybody, under the lights for athletes and fans alike. And to make this historic edition even more memorable, the evening will end with a beautiful closing ceremony and fireworks display. So I encourage you, come with your family, come with your friends, come and enjoy a great evening of athletics and entertainment. Let us all fill Nyayo Stadium and give our athletes the support they deserve. Join us on the 24th April for the KipKeino Classic Continental Tour. We look forward to seeing you that particular time. I'm sure you will enjoy. Thank you.
That's the message from the President of Athletics Kenya. Usually we sit and watch athletics in other places in the night and in the evening, and it's usually very exciting. Now, this time round, we will be the audience in the evening to be able to enjoy it even more. So make sure you'll be there as well. I'd like to welcome now the Vice President of Athletics Kenya, Gennaro Kibet, come and make his remarks.
Thank you. Thank you very much. I think before I make my very few remarks and do what I'm supposed to do, I think you all know that our President, General Tway, has been on the forefront of leading in terms of sustainability, air quality, and so forth. So I understand there is someone from the Institute in Stockholm who would like to just 2 minutes to say something.
Okay. Good morning. Good morning, all. So my name is Gonga Wanji. I work with the Stockholm Environment Institute. As part of partners of the Athletic Kenya, we are supporting. We've been supporting Athletic Kenya for the past 4 years in ensuring we have a comprehensive sustainability plan for the event. As you all know today, KipKeino Classic is one of the World Athletic Standard events that require environmental sustainability to be at the heart of the conversation. And today, we are very proud to have a couple of partners involved in this journey. C4 Aircraft is one of them. We also have UNEP. And one thing specific you are going to be doing for this event is about the air quality. You guys hear about the fact that the event is going to be taking place on Friday, pretty much in the evening. So part of our analysis, we've been collecting data at Nyayo Stadium for the past exactly 4 years. And then we would like to confirm today that based on the historical data, the air pollution has been quite good in the month of April, and April has been actually identified as one of the cleanest months as part of the event. So I think as part of the environmental condition, we clearly have clear evidence that this event will take place in a very good condition. And thank you again for all partners involved. I'm very happy, maybe after this discussion, to share with you more detail about what exactly sustainability entails. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you. Thank you very much for that support. My job is very simple this morning. First of all, to thank the organizers of the past events of KipKeino Classic in the current event, the 7th edition. I know in my capacity as a member of the Governance Commission of World Athletics that the conditions to host these events are very stringent. Not just once, but to host it for seven times. So I want to thank the director, Bwana Korir. I want to thank those who support us, Golazo, in terms of management of the event. I want to thank partners, Absa Bank, the government of Kenya, and of course, Athletics Kenya. The hosting of the event in the evening, and the fact that this time there will be no charge is in accordance with the World Plan of World Athletics 2022 to 2030, which is to develop, grow, and promote athletics. Promote participation, so hosting it in the evening on a Friday means we are encouraging as many fans as possible. That is part of the World Plan. It's about people, it's about fans, and it's about promoting athletics in Kenya. So we are privileged as Athletics Kenya and as a nation of Kenya to be able to host such an event. It is not everyone who can host. I think you heard Bwana Korir said there was one nation given and they were not able to host it. So thank you very much. I thank you for coming this morning. I appeal to you to come in large numbers. Thank you to the press, the Fourth Estate, for the support you have given to all the events of Athletics Kenya in our endeavors to promote. So my job is very simple this evening. It is simply to declare the 7th edition of KipKeino Classic to be held on 24th of April on Friday, officially launched. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. And yes, there's still going to be a very official unveiling, so and just before then, of course, we'll get some details of the program itself. But you heard something about the air quality measurement as well. I just wanted to tell you that they measure the air quality for World Athletics. And Nyayo Stadium has one monitor, and it makes these the World Athletics requirements for gold label races on air quality. That is why they were here with us, and that is why they were mentioned as well. But just before we go on, let me introduce Kennedy Tanui, the technical director, to come and give us a few remarks on what is going to happen there, and then we shall proceed to the official launch.
Thank you very much, Bernard. Mine is only to take you through the planned program for the tour, and as such, on 24th, we'll be having, first of all, together with the press, together with everybody that is involved in the meet, a test event on Thursday evening. We always ensure that everything is working, and you are also invited for the same. You'll also be testing your equipment and everything on Thursday, beginning at 6 p.m. in the evening. It's very intentional because this is the first time we are holding this event on flat lights, and we are doing the test on Thursday evening at 6. On Friday, the 24th, we shall be starting our events program at 13:40. Okay. At 13:40 hours will be the start of the international program. When we talk of the start of the international program, we have 3 categories of competitions that happen within the same tour. We have the national events, which will begin as curtain raisers, but recognized as an international event. This involves the nationals, the Kenyans, who will be running in this event. For the first time, we are having under 20 events in KipKeino Classic, and we'll be having 3 events of the same. We'll be doing 800 meters under 20. We'll be doing 3,000 meters flat under 20 and 3,000 meters steeplechase for under 20. This is another new development in this meet, because nurturing also the future talents in a standard meet is also a commitment by Athletics Kenya. And then we'll be having also for the seniors the 10,000 meters, which are rarely held in international events because it's fading out in international events, and we felt that we need to give our Kenyan athletes who are good in this a chance. We'll also have 400 meters men and 5,000 meters women for national events. For the discretionary events, we'll be having 3,000 meters steeplechase, 5,000 meters, and 1,500 meters men, and 3,000 meters steeplechase men, 400 meters men, and 1,500 meters women. Both men and women 400 meters will be discretionary events. Discretionary means we'll have a blend of upcoming athletes from Kenya and international athletes also, blending it together. And then we shall have co-events. Co-events means these are what we call the gold label events for the continental tours, which is mandatory for us to have a high field of elite athletes. And we'll be having hammer throw women and hammer throw men. We will be having 400 meters hurdles women. We have 100 meters women, 200 meters women, 800 meters women, 800 meters men, and eventually the climax of the day, 100 meters men, where our own Ferdinand Omanyala will be featuring. We are expecting that the international feed, we are having an opening ceremony at exactly between 17:25 and 17:35. That is the opening ceremony after doing about a couple of 6 national events and 3 discretionary events. Then we shall have an opening ceremony. That's just a 10-minute thing. And then the start of international broadcast. By then we'll be live courtesy of NTV, Cast TV, and also some of our local broadcasters. We are opening the international broadcast to the international feed at exactly 6 p.m. in the evening, and we are expecting to end with a closing ceremony from 8 to 9. The end of our program will be at 9 in the evening. Welcome to KipKeino. Welcome, everybody.
I don't know about you, but we've watched these events on television very many times, but you never knew that there's a lot that goes on behind the scenes, eh? And now you can see you are part of that journey when it comes to the KipKeino Classic. Thank you very much, Kennedy, for that very good outlook of what happens. I saw Carol Waihugu sitting somewhere here, but she has disappeared. You know, when your boss comes around, you become a little smaller. So Carol, yes, it's not that we don't see you. Please stand up, Carol. Let them acknowledge you again. There is Carol. And I'd like to tell you, Madam Wihaki, while you're away, Carol gave a very good account of yourselves and Absa, and we are very happy to have you as partners. Let us give, as you know, the sponsor a chance to speak. It would not be possible for us to be here if they were not here. So I'll give a chance to the Director, Marketing and Corporate Affairs, Mwihaki Wachira, to come and give some remarks.
Good morning. Apologies for my tardiness this morning. It's one of those that you are unable to make things flow as they should have. I'd like to acknowledge our partners from Athletics Kenya, the Sports Fund CEO. I don't know if he's here today. I don't see Nu here today. Lieutenant General Jackson Tuwei, Athletics Kenya President, Banaba, my good friend. Asante sana for always having us here. Gennaro, thank you for being here this morning. Members of the Fourth Estate, I won't take too much time. I've been told Caroline has done a good job, but really it's just to reiterate our pleasure at being here for the 6th year, right? 6th year in a row. And for Absa, our commitment to sports is there, it's known. But also for Kenya, we are a great sporting nation. But I must say that what makes us stand out is athletics. And right from the man we are honoring through the Absa KipKeino Classic, KipKeino himself, to Eliud Kipchoge, to our ladies, Janet Kepkosgei, to Mora, there's so many names, right? And that is about talent. But talent without the necessary investment from a monetary perspective cannot take us far. And that's why for Absa, we really, really invest in sports. And over the last decade, we have invested over 2 billion shillings in sports. If I may narrow down to athletics specifically, our partnership, as I've said, with AK has been 6 years, 6 amazing, great years. I get asked every single time, why do we keep coming back to AK? And I keep saying it's because AK does a marvelous job of putting Kenya on the map, putting our athletes on the global stage, and they truly bring us great pride and honor. If I move on to KipKeino itself and our investment around it. In total, in athletics this year, we've invested over 60 million Kenya shillings. 35 million shillings is going towards the KipKeino Classic. This comprises both the right fees and our leverage. And we are really, really excited and looking forward to April 24th. Banaba, it's my first one as a, floodlight, yeah, as an evening event. I'm really looking forward to see our athletes under the lights, again, putting Kenya on the map, and just being there and being able to experience this exciting event. You know, our brand purpose is to empower Africa's story together one story at a time. And if I say there are no better stories in the world than the story of our athletes, you know, every time, and I keep reading their stories over and over again. Every time I read Fadi Omanyala's story, I watch his YouTube videos, it brings tears to my eyes to see where these athletes come from. I remember I was there when Janet was discovered in the world cross country at a very young age. She was in high school. I think she was in Form 1 or Form 2. I was there at that race. So to see that lady today on the global stage is just amazing. So I'll end it there, and it's just to say that's why as Absa we invest. It's because we believe in stories. We believe every single person has got an amazing story, and none better than our athletes. So looking forward to April 24th, flying the Kenyan flag high. Please come and join us. Let's cheer on our athletes and bring family and friends to put Kenya on the global map again. Asanteni sana.
Thank you very much. A bigger hand, ladies and gentlemen, to Madam Mwihaki. I know you were expecting her to say again how much money she has brought, but that was already given to us, eh? And I think we are still happy, unless you want to add something on top. Answers all of them. There's a microphone that is going round, so it will go round to everybody who has a question. We start on this side. Please, you stand up, introduce yourself, tell us which media you are representing, and then you.
My name is Peter Njoroge from BBC. My question goes to Meet Director, Mr. Barnabas Korir. During the early stages of the KipKeino, did it ever come to that maybe something might make it fail? And how do you feel now that we're such a big stage?
It's on. Yeah. Can you repeat that question, Mr. Njoroge?
I'm saying during when the idea came of KipKeino, did you ever fear that maybe it might not take off, or maybe something might happen on the way?
That's a very good question. You know, if we tell you the story of what actually happened, you'll be really shocked. But then, because of the determination from Athletics Kenya, our president, and the support from the athletic fraternity, we were able to pull. The first time was really, really difficult. You know, we are coming out of COVID, and it became almost, it was surmountable to really break through. But with resilience, we actually succeeded. So the scary thing, it did not even end there, even up to now, is you don't want, as an individual, given the opportunity to run something of this high level, you don't want to lose it. You want to make sure that it is successful. So when you are taking a break, it becomes very difficult. Sometimes you can't even sleep because you have been given something to make sure it succeeds. So you cannot give an excuse to say, oh, it did not work. So that's why the director here is, you know, sometimes you really have to talk to her to assist you so that she can come through for the event as we await support from the government. You know how difficult it is sometimes. Even if the government supports you, the resources come in later because of the structures that are already there. So the people who pull you out of the slot is actually the sponsor, that they can facilitate you to make sure that this activity go on, and that's why we are really proud to work with Absa and the support they have given us so far.
Thank you very much. Let's have the questions. And like I said, if you have any other question that is going towards the tournament director, then we take all the questions at the same time. That was an interesting question. If he was afraid of failure, I thought you'd ask whether he would be afraid not to succeed. I guess it's the framing of the questions, eh?
But that one, you know, the issue of not succeeding does not arise. It has to work. So whatever means, it must happen. If you are given an opportunity to do something, there's no excuse to say it is going to fail. So the issue of failing does not arise.
Excellent. Sometimes they frame it as, what is your biggest fear? But that's okay. Great. Let's take another question. And if there's any other question that is to go to the tournament director, do I see a gentleman behind there? Yes. So you can take this other microphone as well.
Good morning. My name is Charity. My question is to the meet director. So far, we've seen the evolving of technology in KipKeino Classic, and so far, I understand that we have the wavelength technology coming in. Perhaps for our viewers who will not understand what that is, and the other question is, do we have the team ready here in Kenya, and when are we expecting them to complete the installation process?
Okay, the waveline technology, whether the team is here, and when are they completing the installation, which means the team is here. Okay, but we'll take the other question first, and then we can combine them. It is easier that way. So the waveline technology and the team, and when they're expected to finish installation.
Okay, thank you very much. Pleasure to be here. My name is Paul from Business Quest. I have one question to the tournament director. How many athletics, or how many people are going to participate in that? How many are they in total? And which are the names that maybe you can mention to us? Are we going to see Omanyaras of this country? Then which other country, apart from Kenya, we are expecting athletics to participate? Thank you.
Okay. Thank you for that question. First, let me talk about the web flight. You have seen some information through the social media or the media itself that we are going to have a different technology because it is done in the evening, and that is the web flight. We have finalized the discussion with the company from Washington in the US, the team already in Kenya. We have had that meetings. We have agreed that they are going to install the web light. And the reason why we have the web light is you are aware of in every competition we have the so-called rabbits or the pace setters to give the times and assist the athletes to run faster. This time when we have the web light, it's easier for athletes to follow the colors. There is a green color, and then they have blue, and then of course the yellow indicates that if you want to break the world record, then they give you the certain light. You break the national record, give you a certain light. First time, so then the mid record, it shows you also, so that the athletes understands exactly at every position and the lights, they know what they are going to achieve. So the web light will be there to assist our athletes. When it comes to the numbers of athletes that will be running, we had 192 last year. Confirmation is still ongoing. I have the list of athletes who are already going to be there. I will also release it to you so that you can see. But I have already mentioned those who are going to be there, Vetnano Manyala, and the others. That list is going to be given to you so that meanwhile you can announce those who have already confirmed. The bigger list is coming, and then we still also have to determine the Kenyan athletes who are also international in nature and the events that they are going to run. So by next week, we'll have a full list and the numbers that will be coming. Many countries have already confirmed coming, and they still continue asking for inclusion in this event. So we will have a full house. 192 was last year. We also shoot for the same numbers.
Great. Thank you very much. I always insist that you should have enough tape, enough airtime if you're asking Barnaba Korir any question on athletics. You will get your details in full, pressed and overflowing. Okay. Let's take other questions as well. I think we have a question from behind there. Please tell us who you are.
Good morning. My name is Lynn Washira, and my question goes to the Athletics Kenya Vice President, Mr. Gennaro Kibet. I know you spoke about the entry fee to the stadium being free for all due to the fact that, you know, the World Athletics strategy is access and, you know, probably making the sport popular. However, my question then is about the value of athletics, because are we building a culture where it's going to become difficult to convert the athletics as a sport, you know, the value of it, because we had rugby here for 2 days, you know, the 7th series for 2 days, totally sold out in the stadium. We had Chan totally sold out. We've had football tournaments, you know, totally sold out. Magical Kenya Open Golf, totally sold out. So why is athletics still the sport where people get to come to the stadium for free? Is it that we are struggling to show people value of athletics? What exactly is the challenge?
Okay, that is to Gennaro. Let's take another question if there's any that is going towards Gennaro. I think Lynn feels that we should charge people to come and watch athletics, but she wants an explanation from the Vice President. Let's take another question then.
Yes, my name is Robert Kibet, freelance, appearing here for KipKeino Classic website. Now, my question goes to the events meet director, of course, and the competition director. With the event coming back home to his hosting ground, we have witnessed the recent remarking in preparation for certification of Nyayo Stadium. So are we probably expecting better times because of the remarkings to get to the World Athletic standards? Because it means that given the favorable weather conditions, at least might be able to hit better times in Kenyan soil.
Thank you very much, Mr. Kibet. But your question is not going to your namesake, Kibet. I think it's going to the tournament director. That's what you said. So let's take any other question that is going to Mr. Gina Kibet, and then we'll come back to your question. Yes, sir.
Ayumba Yodi from Nation. Last year, when I spoke to Omanyala, he was very keen on drawing. He has been talking to top athletes, including Noah Lyles and the rest. He wanted them to come to the KipKeino Classic. But there's only one hindrance, that is the stadium, because they're not keen on Nyayo, or even some feared competing at the Ulinzi Sports Complex. So when do we, because most of them are keen in competing at Kasarani. So when will we have this event moving to Kasarani?
Thank you very much. I think, Mr. Kibet, you can take the two questions. One of them was why free? And now, when are we going to move to Kasarani?
I think the second question is for Bwana Korir. On Lynn's question, I think there is much more in sport than just the entrance fee. I spoke about the World Plan 2022 to 2030, which is about engagement, promotion, participation, funds, and so forth. So I think the decision not to charge this particular year is really not driven by the fact that there are not funds coming. I know if we charged, it will be sold out. I think it is more of encouragement. It's more of building the sport than just looking at what can we gain from what can we get out of the funds. And I think once you have, if you are well planned, if you are well sponsored, you have sufficient money to run the event. I think entrance fee is really a very small part of it.
We move back to the question that was going to the tournament director.
I can see the competition director is eager to discuss that, and more so because he was actually with the team that came from Belgium to mark the stadium. And it is very important that you give a precise explanation of why we had to do that.
Okay, first of all, thank you, Kibet, for your question. For the public, we did a comprehensive certification process last week. It was a week-long process. This is a requirement by World Athletics to certify a stadium once it has been, for example, Nyayo underwent a refurbishment process. There has been a lot of things that went on after Chan Chan tournament, so they were bringing back the athletics track to shape. And therefore, World Athletics requires that we do a comprehensive certification process of each and every equipment, every mark, every implement that is to be used in that stadium comprehensively. We undertook that. One, purposely, is to ensure that there are standards are met, and two, to ensure the safety of the athletes during the event. We have done all this. We did a remarking, that is what he says, to come to the standard. Before then, some of the markings were out of the standard, but we can assure you that we brought back the stadium to its standards. We are only awaiting for the certificate in the next 2 weeks because it's a process. We always do all the comprehensive filling up of the data. Getting that certificate, it's no longer out of reach. We will get it in the next 1 or 2 weeks. This certificate that is A, where we can host all international championships up to and including a world championship. Two, maybe talking of the stadium being fast, yes, the tartan that has been placed there, the synthetic surface is Mondo, and Mondo is a high quality synthetic rubber that most athletes do very fast times. We can know this is the same surface material that are used in World Athletics Championships and also other international championships. So we expect faster times, but given the altitude here, don't expect faster times in long distances. But we can break a world record in 100 meters or 200 meters in this stadium. It's very possible. That is why intentionally the organizers are putting 100 meters being a high-stake event for this event, and it is the highlight of the event. Thank you.
Thank you very much. I think, judging by the questions that are being asked, it's pretty obvious that we have moved from whether we can host, whether we can have the event, to what quality of event we're having. I think the questions are pointing to the fact that we should have a world championship right now, because the questions being asked by the media have become very technical in terms of what is possible to be done. So we thank you very much for being partners in this. I think we should move now to the launch because of time. Shall we take another question? All right. Okay. Oh, you were not answered. Ayumba, your question. Okay. The tournament director will do that.
Yeah, I mean, the event moving from Nyayo, because what Omanyala said is that top athletes want to come, but Nyayo, Ulinzi, no. Then also, have we given up on pitching for the event to become a Diamond League event? Have we given up on that?
My friend Yumba, we discussed that we are on the forefront of fighting to get the diamond, and we are at the stages where we can also almost confirm that we are going to be there. The only problem that we are facing is what you are raising now concerning the stadium. Kasarani Stadium is ongoing, and as far as I understand, there's communication between the stadium management and also the Kenyan government installing a new tartan. And in fact, the discussion that is going on now is which company is going to use that. And of course, the president of Athletics Kenya and also the team from AK is pushing to make sure that Mondo company is the one who is going to do that. It has to come from us to ensure that we inform the government that this is exactly what we need. Because if we don't explain to them, maybe they might not understand the requirement that athletics wants. So we will push it from Athletics Kenya to make sure that the contract is given to Mondo. It's not, that is a fact so that we can have the event. We're pushing for the Diamond League. we have had discussions. We have met also the board members of all the diamond leagues. It's also a matter of discussion with them so that if one pulls down, we are in the priority list that Kenya will be getting that. So we are hoping that one country pulls out, immediately Kenya will be given. But then, of course, we have to have a proper stadium. And that is, as you put it, Kasarani is going to be there. And we have very high chances that we are going to get the Diamond League even before the World Championship. As I said before, maybe you didn't hear, that the president of Athletics Kenya was finalizing the signatures from the leadership of the country so that they finalize the bidding. The last day is tomorrow, and I'm sure that this morning they have finalized that so that they can send the bidding documents to World Athletics for 2029 or 2031 World Championship. I can assure you that the chances are very high because of the confirmation from the country's leadership that they will support it, and the fact that World Athletics are eager to give Africa one of the major events to happen in African soil.
Okay, and you'll still have a one-on-one chance as well to ask questions. I don't know if I think we'll take the last round of questions then, just the last round. There's two here in front and one at the back there. Okay.
Good morning, everybody. My name is morning, everybody. My name is Charles Nyande from Nation. This is just a general question to the Federation, Athletics Kenya. And it's a question that I feel will help all the journalists that are around here to enrich their story writing. I mean, we have records of world record, African record, national record, and even the world records, yeah? But I've not come across records of the fastest times run on Kenyan soil. Or perhaps if it's there, you guys can tell us where they are. So I feel like it would be good if Athletic Kenya would compile that record even before the KipKeino Classic is held, just for us to have a better background of writing our stories.
Okay, so the custodian of the records, especially the fastest on the soil. When we go out internationally, we always talk about the fastest times, you know, the area records and everything else. So what about for us in Kenya? That's question number one. There was another hand out here. Yep, right there.
So my name is Benson, Kenya Sports. I wanted to ask a question about the under 20s. I don't know the motivation.
Please speak up a bit. Please speak up a bit.
I'm asking the motivation behind introducing the under 20 events in KipKeino.
The motivation of having the under 20 events. And then there was another one there. Yes.
Njoroge again. Mine goes to the sponsors. Over the 6 years, partnering with the KipKeino, how has it done to your branding?
Okay. The connection between the brand and athletics. Okay, let's go to the tournament director first.
This one goes to Charlie, the response to the Charlie. Yes, many people ask why we don't have the world records from Kenya soil. We have, of course, African record in Kenyan soil and also Kenyan record in Kenyan soil. Why not the world record? The explanation is very simple. You know, when it comes to long distance, the altitude also affects performance. It's very, very difficult to break the world record in 5,000. Although we have had one important 10,000 meters that was done in 2016. I think that was in Eldoret, where Kamgoro ran 27:01 in high altitude. I think that was the fastest that we have ever had. 5,000 meters is almost the same. I think it was 13:05 here in Nyayo. So it is very difficult because of the effects of altitude. But it is possible to break the world record, as Tandu had said, in 100 meters, 200 meters. That's why you find most of the sprinters from outside Kenya, they come to run in Kenya because they get the fastest times. If you look statistically, even the previous races here in KipKeino, you find that Kenya, especially when it came to 100 meters, 200 and 400, was leading until the end of the series of the continental tour. The times from Nairobi was faster than any other from other countries. So it's very important to know that high altitude affects their performance. As for the statistics, we have the statistics, as you said, we will also include in our pamphlets to show the performance of and the records of artists that have been done here in Kenya, so that the Kenyans can understand exactly where we have come from and where we are going.
All right, Charlie Chan, I hope you have been answered. I think he's looking for where he can find those records if he needed to use them for his writing. Okay.
We will provide those statistics. If you want to know the statistics, it has not been published, but it is there in Athletics Kenya. We have them on records. The only thing is, when we have a championship, a competition like KipKeino, we should also include that.
All right, Kennedy, let's hear the voice of the sponsor, because we haven't had her speak. We've had male voices all along. The connection between the brand and athletics, has it been of value? That's a good question coming from Joroge.
Yeah, totally, of immense value. One of the ways we measure our brand is we undertake a brand health study every year. And one of the key matrices is around awareness, so how well known our brand is. But there's an even deeper score that we call the connection score or the engagement score. And when we look at that score from a brand perspective, the key drivers for it are actually our investments in the brand around our brand assets, both golf and athletics. And we see the direct correlation, especially for athletics, where we have been able to sustain it over the years and also take it. If you look at something like Sirikwa, when we look at that region and look at the scores there, they are amazing. They are off the roof. So there is a direct correlation. But over and above the brand, there is a commercial consideration, and not just for Absa, but for the whole ecosystem. If you look at this month of April and all the activities that will take place around the KipKeino Classic, it's a direct booster and motivation in the hospitality sector, in the tourism sector, transport, and we see it even with our own customers who are in those segments, right? But last but not least, the connection we have been able to establish at the community level, at the grassroots level, because of the initiatives we undertake from a financial literacy training perspective, environmental impact. So whenever we have the partnerships with AK, it's not just the running that we partner on, right? We partner on financial literacy. We go to the communities, we look at what the schools around there and require, hospitals, etc. So there is a deep, deep connection between our investment in sporting activities, in athletics, and the outcomes from a brand and business perspective.
I think you got your answer in that one. Just the inclusion of the under-20 in this tournament. And then I'd also remind you, my colleagues, that you have a chance on a one-on-one immediately after this to get all the answers that you want. Okay. So we can end it with that one. Then we do the official launch. Then we can go back into questions on a one-on-one basis. Yes.
Okay, thank you, Benson, for your question. Under 20, why include it? You find out that, first of all, there's massive investments by Athletics Kenya and the government in developing grassroots athletics. And this is evident by the fact that we have over 55 camps spread all over Kenya for under 20. Why do we have to develop it, and yet we cannot have a competition, an apex competition like a world event like this one? So that one it's motivated by that too. Next week, the senior schools will be converging in Kisumu for the national championships. There is no other reward apart from rewarding these champions from schools and other areas to come and compete in an international event of this nature. And finally, this cycle in the World Athletics calendar, this year, we are having the under-20 championships in USA, to be particular. And this is one of the events that can give our boys and girls to qualify. And you can see the standards are very high. Qualifying standards are very high this year. So we give them an opportunity in a competitive event like this one so that they can post the times that are required by World Athletics to participate in these championships. Those three are the major motivations that gave us the thinking to include them in this championship. Thank you.
Very well thought, and I think very well answered as well on the motivation of the young people. I think you've gotten it straight from the technical director, and I think it makes appropriate sense on why the youth should be there as well. Thank you very much. Very well answered. I think we'll now go to the official launch of the event. I'll just move a little bit on the side here, and I'll allow Jimmy to take it from here.
The day you've been waiting for is here. On April 24th, under the light, world champions will compete to show their might at the Absa KipKeino Classic Continental Tour. This is where greatness is measured by grit and superhuman strength is put to the test. Feel the roar of the crowd, the energy, the passion, the fire. Watch records fall and legends rise higher. Cheer your heroes as they battle to be the world's best. History will be written. Champions will be crowned. Ready? Let's go.
Let's go then. Let me introduce as well the mascot for the event this year, who is Duma, but I'd like you to come up to the front here a bit, just here for the check presentation as well. There we are, right, just in front of you. Here is Duma as well. Please give him a big hand, ladies and gentlemen. Well done, Duma. Yep, the check needs, of course, a signature for it to be valid. And the amount, as you can see, it's what is that? Oh yeah, because in my phone and my mind, that never existed. So 27 million Kenya shillings. That's the input that has been given by Absa, the type sponsors of the Absa KipKeino Classic. Well, a bigger hand, ladies and gentlemen. Well done, well done. There you are. If you could move back a bit, Barnaba. Just, yeah. And face the cameras on the side as well. Yep, there we are. Excellent. I don't see anybody shaking the hand of the sponsor to say thank you very much, you know. There must be some action pictures as well, you know. We have video as well. Duma, get in there as well. You haven't given the sponsor a hug over there. There. Sponsor is there. There. Well done. Now, can we have the sponsor hand over the check to Athletics Kenya? And Duma, you can now step onto this side. Yeah, there you are. We'd like to see the official handover now. That means that we need you to shake the hands of Athletics Kenya. In this country, we believe in handshakes. When we see handshakes, we know things are happening. Yep. Then on the other side as well with Paul Mutui. Yep. Now we are sure that this one has been handed over. We are very, very sure now. Well done, and thank you very much. All right, so we are welcoming you to have pictures with the mascot here if you want as well. And then we'll give you a chance, of course, for a one-on-one with any of the officials who are here, if you want to talk to them. Duma, move to this side. Duma, this side. Look at me, this side, here. Well, Duma has a little bit of a problem with his eyesight. There. If you wish to have any one-on-one interview with the gentleman and the lady at the front, this is your chance as well. And of course, would ask you not to leave in a hurry. You're also been invited to some tea and some snacks just on the outside when we get out on the left side. But make sure you get your interviews first, and then you can get everything else after that. And we thank you very much, members of the Fourth Estate, for keeping this Absa KipKeino Classic on top of your billing and on top of your coverage for the day and for the main event as well. Thank you.